Whether it's true or not about Prince William losing his temper and striking Harry is in a way a distraction from the real story that will dominate the analysis of the book Spare when it finally gets published on, I think, the 10th of January. What we know is that it's going to be a very sad story about misunderstanding and about being waylaid, about being in love. You can think of the great saga of Antony and Cleopatra, the great Shakespeare play, and the wonderful line sort of hidden in the depth of that play, where Antony follows Cleopatra's boat away from the battle and effectively loses the Battle of Actium. And he says, "My heart is to her rudder strings tied." And I'm afraid Prince Harry is tied to Meghan Markle, for good or for ill. And I don't think he's able to see that the reality, when he says that nobody reached out, nobody was willing to reconcile, it's nonsense. It's not true. We know as a fact that the Queen invited him to spend time at Balmoral, what would in fact have been her last summer. And he didn't have time. We know that the King has spoken publicly about my darling boy and invited Harry and Meghan to Christmas at Sandringham. So the idea that there has been no proffered reconciliation is nonsensical. I think it's probably that the reconciliation that Harry is looking for is not with the former Queen, Her Majesty, Her late Majesty, or indeed with His Majesty the King. I think the reconciliation is between Harry and William, and I think he sees William's office, the publicly funded office, briefing against him in a way that he and his brother had promised each other would never happen, but it has. And I think from Harry's point of view, William has gone native. As I say, it's a really sad story, but I think the heart of the story is those two issues. Number one, that there has been an attempt at reconciliation, and I suspect there will be more of an attempt at reconciliation. And Harry, for some reason, is blinkered to that. And number two, that a publicly funded resource, the Prince William's office, has been used to smear another member of the royal family. I think those are probably the two issues which lie at the heart of Spare. And the second one, I think, is something that we have to take seriously. This is not about tittle-tattle. This is about the misappropriation of public funds. This is about people rubbing shoulders with the royal family who are unfortunately out of control. This is about courtiers who are above themselves. It is the job of people who advise and people who observe and people who are near the royal family to seek solutions, not to create problems. They have created the problems. And even if those problems came from the family itself, it is the job of courtiers to resolve those problems and to sort them out. The fact they've not done so means they are bad courtiers. It's a very simple analysis.